Indian vision of developing, of becoming a developed nation, we while recognizing the role of women researchers and innovators in science and technology. So with these brief remarks,
across generations. So coming to the today's focal theme, women in science, catalyzing Viksit Bharat, and we can say that India have been fortunate enough to have exceptional women participants who are contributing their might to nation's development. We all know that Ritu Karidhar. I wish to quote some examples and who brought laurels to the country. Rocket Woman of India, popularly called Rocket Woman of India, Ritu Karidhar, who served as a mission director for Chandrayaan 2, so which advances the ISRO's lunar exploration. Chandrayaan 2 ki oka women entire director, mission director work chesina person, popularly called Rocket Woman of India. And we know the Missile Man of India. Andariki telusu kadamma, Missile Man of India, APJ Abdul Kalam garu. And do you know the Missile Women of India? Telusa Missile Women of India kuda unnaru. So Tessie Thomas, who led the Agni missile program at DRDO, and which strengthens our defense capabilities along with strategic autonomy in India's defense sector. Another woman, Sumati K, who is a key developer of Covaxin at Bharat Biotech, which accelerated India's COVID-19 vaccine self-sustenance. And మనకు తెలుసు కోవిడ్ పాండమిక్ ఎంత డివాస్టేటింగ్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ని కాజ్ చేసింది అనేది. అండ్ వ్యాక్సిన్ మైత్రి మిషన్లో భాగంగా ఇండియా హ్యాస్ ఎక్స్పోర్టెడ్ 3 billion doses of this కోవాక్సిన్ ఫర్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 144 countries. కొన్ని కంట్రీస్కి ఫ్రీగాను, ఇంకొన్ని కంట్రీస్కి నామినల్ ప్రైస్తోనూ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేసినటువంటి ఘనత ఇండియాకి వచ్చింది. అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నౌ కన్సిడర్డ్ యాజ్ ఎ వ్యాక్సిన్ సస్టెనెన్స్ కంట్రీ ఇండియా. సో కోవిడ్-19 పాండమిక్లో ఈ సుమతి కే అనే ఆవిడ, he is the founder of that vaccine, inventor of that covaxin. And alage another woman, Kiran Majumdar Shah, the founder of Biocon, who pioneered the affordable healthcare accessories to all in the country. Likewise, Dr. Subha Iyengar, who designed a Drishti runway visibility system, which is important for aviation safety in the aerospace. So all these achievements, which spans aerospace, biotechnology, defense, shows that women can lead transformative innovations for nation and to convert the India from the developing India into a developed country by 2047 in a march towards Viksit Bharat.
Monochromatic light pass through the sample. What happens? Photons are scattered into 3 different types. What are they? Stokes lines, anti-Stokes lines, Rayleigh lines. So what is the difference between incident light and after scatter light? Raman explained clearly by classical mechanics and quantum mechanics. So that's why Raman got Nobel Prize. Incident light radiation energy or intensity or wavelength changes after interaction of matter of refraction of matter. That is in the form of stroke lines. Stroke lines energy is decreased because radiation energy absorbed by molecule. In the anti-stroke lines, energy is shifted from molecule or sample to photons radiation. So that's why energy is increased. For rally line, there is no energy exchange between the sample, means sample or molecule to photon. So that's why that reason now we are enjoying beauty of Raman scattering. By using Raman scattering, we determine bond lengths, structural phenomena, and also nowadays up to by using laser radiation, we determine up to 10 power minus 7 molar concentration. Okay, so that's why importance of Raman spectrum nowadays in the world. With these few words, thank you giving me the opportunity, sir.
Dignitaries on the dais, President of today's function, Professor C.H. Vijay Garu, Principal, Viksit University College, and distinguished guest, Professor D. Narayana Garu, Raja Ramana Fellow, a rare award that a Indian scientist will get. And we are very fortunate to have sir with us today. He is a retired professor from University of Hyderabad and coordinator of this function, Professor T. Veera Reddy Garu, co-coordinator Sainath Garu, and Dean Student Welfare Prabhakar Garu, Director of Competitive Exams Vijay Garu, and many dignitaries in front of the dais, research scholars and my dear student friends, University of Hyderabad and in other central universities and some are in abroad also. So today's function is related to National Science Day and women participation catalyze Viksit Bharat is the theme given by Department of Science and Technology to celebrate this National Science Day. Already President of this function, Madam Vijay Garu, she explained some of the topmost scientists from women front who made this India pride. So, in scientific field, there is a lot of scope to do research, and we are celebrating this National Science Day, as you all know, that to commemorate the inventions of the Raman effect by Raman, for which he was awarded Nobel Prize. So, Indian government has declared February 28th, on which he got the Nobel Prize, as the day of science celebrations, national science celebrations. In science, there is a lot of scope, even if the research is progressing. In many occasions, I used to tell that in our country, only 20% of students are getting trained in primary institutes like IITs and NITs, central universities, and 80% of the students are getting trained in state universities. And in those days, when we were the students in Arts College, Anantapur and SK University, we used to see very less number of girl students coming to higher education, especially in engineering colleges. Almost we will find girls number in single digit in those days. So days have changed. Girls are also coming forward. Parents also encouraging their girl childs for higher education. In my family itself, I am having 3 children. My elder daughter did PhD in computer science from Delhi Technological University, and younger daughter, after serving in computer industry for 1 year, in software for 1 year, she also got motivated to enter into the research pursuits, and she is now doing PhD. So, the scenario is changing. Parents are encouraging girl students also equally with the boys, and girls are also excelling excellently in STEM courses, science, technology, engineering, mathematics and medicine. I told you, whatever the invention may be, if you thoroughly investigate, there will be a further scope for invention. And I used to quote one good example which will motivate both boys as well as girls to take up research activity, right, after completing their courses. Most of you know who is J.J. Thomson. At +1, +2, we will study eye probe experiment conducted by J.J. Thomson, right? So J.J. Thomson, in those days, very old, right? He investigated eye probe experiment and find the charge of the electron, for which he was awarded Nobel Prize. J.J. Thomson. So in those days, people used to feel that electron is a particle. Electron is only a particle, and J.J. Thomson, he got the Nobel Prize for it, and he never thought that his own son in later days will focus on the same electron and will get a Nobel Prize again. So his own son, G.P. Thomson, he investigated on the same electron and he proved that electron is a wave. You see, father is speaking electron is a particle. He got Nobel Prize. His own son, he conducted some experiments on electron motion and he proved that electron is having wave nature just like as light. Right? And he was also awarded Nobel Prize. So in the same house, father got Nobel Prize for electron as a particle and his own son, he proved that electron also acts as a wave, not only as a particle. So for the same electron, father has got a Nobel Prize, son also got a Nobel Prize. Father speaks that electron is a particle, his own son speaks that electron is a wave. So this is the beauty of the science. So whatever the depth you investigate, still there is something to determine, right? And at this point of time, since the caption is Catalyzing Viksit Bharat, in many occasions I used to tell that there is a need for the Indians to focus more on higher education, and India wants to become Viksit Bharat by 2047, and I used to give the GDP figures also in many occasions. So right now we are at a 4th place. Just few months back we are at 5th place in terms of GDP in the world. So we are at the 4th place, and just 1 week back when Modi sir is giving an interview for some foreign journalist, he told that very soon we are going to reach to the 3rd place, right? So in front of us only 2 countries will be there, USA and China, right? So we have very less time to reach to 2047, just 20 plus 21 years only. So within this short span of time, we want to become number 1 in the world. Our GDP should reach to the number 1 in the world, and that is not an easy task. And so far, we used to look at the NAP 2020 as the change in the education pattern only. Last month, me and Vijayanand Babu sir, we participated in a conference at Kannur, Vice Chancellor's conference at Kannur conducted by UGC. In that, they told that India is now having the advantage of demographic dividend. This also I am quoting nowadays very frequently, right? So our population is reaching to 145 plus crore, and at any point of time, the youngsters are earning age people, that bracket if you say, whose age is defined as 50 to 64. So nearly 60 to 65% of our Indian population falling in that group, and NAP 2020 wants to encash this demographic dividend. So demographic dividend started giving results in India in the year 2006-7. From 2006 and 7 onwards, we have started getting the results for demographic dividend, and as a result only, the economy got boosted up. It has grown exponentially from 2007 to 14, $1 trillion. Before that, to reach to $1 trillion, first $1 trillion, it took 60 years. And India is expecting demographic dividend to reach its peak value in 2030, and it can sustain up by 2047. So many programs has been initiated by our government of India, not only to promote the research in girls, but also to promote the research, right, across the country, and especially for girl students. There are so many programs given by UGC as well as DST, and SAR is the best person to tell about all those things, because since for the last 25 years, SAR is acting as a reviewer for many of the DST projects, especially women-related projects, women scientists A, B, C. So for all such kind of projects applied by the women people in physical sciences, SAR is the regular reviewer for postdoc fellowships, for DST projects. Since for the last 25 years, he is extending his services for the DST, UGC, CSIR, etc., etc., for all kinds of funding agencies. So today, if you go to the funding agency websites, DST, UGC, you will find some specialized programs, right, designed for promotion of research among the women. So Kiran Wise program, and just now I mentioned DST program, Women Scientist A, Women Scientist B, Women Scientist C, different categories, and postdoc fellowships for women, and PhD fellowships for women. So there are so many programs initiated by the government also to encourage women to take part in the research activity, believing that their active participation in research will definitely help the country in realizing its dream, Viksit Bharat 2047. So, with this, I once again want to say my sincere thanks to Narendra sir for accepting our invitation in a short notice, and I also want to say my sincere thanks to the coordinator, co-coordinator, principal madam for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Bharat.
Indian government has provided enormous funding into the research facilities. Even our own university was funded with almost like 260 crores. Out of that one, 50% of the money has gone into instrumentation. 60% of the time is devoted for use of the smaller institutions. So there are 4 or 5 institutions in the country like UGC, CSR, DSR, UGC, DAE, CSR institution at Indore, and similar institutions like in Bombay, Calcutta, and Chennai. So these are the 4 institutions developed by the institution where any faculty can write a proposal and then send their students to work in those institutions. It's absolutely free. The accommodation, the facilities is free. Of course, our universities, like these facilities which are set up in IIT Hyderabad and IIT University of Hyderabad, there is a nominal fee for the one. So it's going to be extremely beneficial. Today, you cannot say that I lack this kind of a facility to do research. Absolutely no chance. You have got excellent facilities available in India. Only thing is, you have to get an idea in your mind, oh, this is what I want to do and how I want to do it. And it is available. So you don't have to run to Europe or anywhere. There are all facilities, even ISC, Bangalore, fantastic facilities are there. But only thing is they don't have that central facility where they can only do with collaboration. Okay, this is what actually I wanted to tell you, because research is the most important one, which is going to give a foundation for the Prime Minister's vision of 2047 to make India as leading institution in young people. So that is what actually it's a very good. So now look at just brief the idea about the one. So you look at Sivaraman sir. Okay. See, then before I go about it, if you look at it, as I said, the women in science, there are great number of women who contributed for Indian science. Of course, the director had given, already mentioned good number of, they're all the common factors you will find it here. Because I just picked up one name, like in the different areas. So just to indicate that women are contributing in not in one place, every area. That's what actually the beauty of the science development in India. So and all of them, have contributed. Now today actually I have not mentioned
National Science Day 2016 gives me great pleasure to stand in front of you in connection with the National Science Day 2026. In connection with the National Science Day, a couple of days back, we have conducted competitions, elocution competition and essay writing competitions. And judges have given the result and the certificates are with me. And I humbly request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Allam Srinivasa Rao sir, to give away the certificates to the winners who secured first, second and third ranks. Second prize goes to third prize goes to
scientific world very clearly. I thank Professor D. Veerareddy sir for being the guest of honor. And we are having the chief guest, Professor Allam Srinivasa Rao garu, the Vice Chancellor of Vikramasingapuri University. So, sir has pointed out that 20% of the students are taking science as the research in elite institutes and 80% of the students in other institutions. And sir has rightly pointed out that the women are rising in science arena over the past few decades. Sir has rightly pointed out the relationship of J.J. Thomson with his son G.B. Thomson, both who have got the Nobel Prizes, whereas one has emphasized that electron is a particle, whereas his son has said that electron is a wave. And sir has rightly pointed out that science